At least 30 children rescued from an illegal rescue center in Kilifi County. The minors have been resettled in temporary shelters. Laura Omondi is our sign language interpreter tonight. I'm Cynthia Nanjala. President William Ruto has denied reports that the government of Kenya spent a total of 104 billion shillings to procure the Social Health Authority system. Speaking in Malava, Kakamega during the burial of the late Member of Parliament Malulu Njendi on Tuesday, Ruto said no funds from the government will be used to pay for it except for the fee for the service facility. He explained that the system is run by a consortium of technology companies that will make sure there are no fraudulent claims, as was the case with NHIF.
Makelele munasikia kwa hii mitandao na nini ni watu ambao walikuwa wanaibia sisi siku ya NHIF. These are brokers. Iko sijui iko shida. Hata niliona juzi wakisema ati serikali itatumia bilioni 100 ati kwa system. Hakuna senti ya serikali itatumiwa kulipa system yeyote. We have, because we want to sort out the problem of fraud of the past. Pesa nyingi ambayo ilikuwa inakusanywa na NHIF iliibiwa na matapeli na wakora ambao walikuwa wanajifanya wako na mahospitali. Fake claims, fraudulent claims consumed almost 40% of the money that was being raised by NHIF. Na hiyo haiwezi kufanyika mimi nikiwa rais tena. It will not happen. Na ndio sababu nimefanya consortium kubwa. Tukasema we are going to have a consortium of technology companies that is going to make sure that there are no fraudulent claims in SHA. And they are going to make sure that that system will not be paid for by the government of Kenya. It will be a fee-for-service facility that will make sure that we protect citizens' contribution. The people who are complaining are the fellows who have been stealing from us. They don't want a technology system that works.
Auditor General Nancy Gathungu has defended her report, which pointed at illegalities in the acquisition of the 104 billion shillings Social Health Authority Healthcare Information Technology System, saying the process was breached and has exposed the taxpayer to loss of money. Gathungu appeared before the County Public Investigation Committee to answer to the audit queries in her report, asked Parliament to take the role and go after those who broke the law.
I have raised issues on uncompetitive procurement because there was utilization of the specially permitted procurement procedures. I have raised issues on the undefined scope of works regarding the installation of the system to the public health facilities because we do not yet have the total number of the health facilities that are targeted. But there's also an amount for training that is also in the public domain. We do not have the numbers because when you're making a budget, you already have a target. It can be a moving target when numbers rise, but at least you have a baseline that we want to train 3,000 people, so we need 7 billion, or we want to train 4,000 people, so we need 10 billion. So I've raised issues on that, and it's in the report. I've raised issues on the payment arrangements, agreements, in terms of the rates that have been charged on the system. I've also raised issues on the unfavorable contract clauses with regard to moving forward. How will we ensure that the system works for Kenyans and is managed by Kenyans? The same issues that I've raised under the e-citizen system.
As leaders converged in Kakamega County to bid farewell to Malulu Njendi, the political class took the opportunity to point a blame finger on members of the Fourth Estate over the reporting done concerning the health insurance plan. Led by Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, the leaders have accused the media of disinformation, misinformation, and biased reporting meant to paint a bad picture about government. Majority leaders Kimani Ichung'wah and Aaron Cheruiyot of the National Assembly and the Senate, respectively, also took issue with the fourth estate.
Hapa Kakamega, unafuata vyombo vya habari, unafuata kwenye maredio, unapiga kelele kwa mazishi, unasema hii kitu sisi tulisikia haifanyi. Na kuna Mkenya amenyamaza mahali, yeye anaenda hospitali wakati amegonjeka analipiwa bill. Mimi nataka kuwarai hivi, kabla hujaongea, kabla hujapiga kelele, kabla hujapumbazwa na wanahabari ambao wananiambia katika taifa letu la Kenya, jiandikishe kwanza. Wakati utagonjeka uone kama utalipiwa ama hautalipiwa.
Listen to the disinformation and misinformation being perpetuated, especially by our media. Focus on your own health, because when your health fails, it is individual and personal, and the pain is only to you and to your family.
So, tukijenga hizo nyumba wakijenga, it is the government of Kenya which passed the law ya kuweka sectional titles. Na hizo titles zitatolewa na serikali. So that person who will have bought a flat ama amenunua nyumba kama zile wanajenga Kakamega za affordable housing, even if you are not on the ground floor, even if you are on the 5th floor, the law is there to allow the government of Kenya to give you a sectional title. Kwa hivyo hiyo ilikuwa porojo ya kujaribu kumwaga maji baridi kwa huu mpango wa housing. Huu mchezo mtacheza tu, lakini sisi tutazidi kueleza Wakenya ukweli, because there is nothing stronger than the truth. Let us be decent in our reporting. Let us be realistic in our reporting. It is governments that issue title deeds, and the government of Kenya knows precisely what they are going to do, and the housing program will continue, and those who buy will get their title deed.
A borehole believed to be the source of the strange disease that has ravaged 3 villages in Kisii County has been cordoned off temporarily as samples taken are taken to further investigations. Preliminary results show the well, which has been in use for a while, was contaminated and contained human waste. Public Health and Professional Standards PS Mary Muthoni, who led a government delegation to Kisii to assess the situation, said there was no serious cause for alarm, but advised that the well be shut temporarily as further investigations are carried out. Muthoni has also called on residents to be mindful of their surroundings, calling for high hygiene maintenance, including boiling water they drink and cook with.
We have gone round the village, and we have gone up to where they get their source of water. And it is good to note that we have established that the source of water has fecal matter, which has contaminated the water. And equally, the samples that were taken from the homes, they equally have fecal matter. It is important to note that from today henceforth, the members of this community should abstain themselves from using that tap and from using that source of water. Let them get alternative places of getting the water so that we do not continue having people going to the hospital. We have, we also have other samples that are in the lab that are ongoing investigation. We will also subject the samples that have already been confirmed to further testing so that we confirm fully that the water is not fit for human consumption. However, preliminary investigation already are telling us that this water is not good for human consumption. I want to urge every member of this community, please observe high levels of hygiene, observe high levels of public health issues, ensure you boil your water, ensure you treat your water. Do not go and defecate near a river or near the wells.
A Form 4 student at St. Mary's Tachasis Girls Secondary School in Tinderet, Nandi County, has died following a road accident along Nandi Hills Kopere Road. The student succumbed to injuries shortly after the accident at Chepsangor area, in which the Toyota Hiace vehicle they were traveling into school after a half-term break lost control and landed into a ditch. One other student who was in critical condition was referred to the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret. The driver of the matatu is recuperating after surgery at Kapsabet County Referral Hospital. The other 16 injured students are stable. Nandi County Health CC Dr. Angeline Kirui confirms, as Tinderet Member of Parliament Julius Meli, who visited the students at Nandi Hills Hospital, blasted traffic police officers in the region for laxity, questioning how a vehicle with a capacity of 11 people could carry 20 passengers.
Had seemingly some head injuries, so CT scans were done, and they've told us so far they are stable and they are receiving the care in Kapsabet. So together with the students, 8 students, we have one male, and we believe the male is the driver. So he's not able to communicate, but he's stable.
Polisi wetu, hii gari lazima ilipita hapa na ilipata police what do you call it, roadblock. How can a Nissan ya inabeba capacity 11, hiyo kadogo inabeba watu 21, inabeba wanafunzi 19 na conductor na driver. So hiyo ndio swali ambaye maafisa wetu wa polisi ambao wako hapa pia wako na jibu. Si vizuri uweze kuruhusu gari aina hiyo, gari ndogo, sio ile Nissan kubwa, hiyo ndogo inabeba watu 21, capacity yake ni 11, na unajua vile hapa ni mteremko. So nataka niambie maafisa wa polisi ya kwamba mlizembea hata nyinyi kwa kazi yenu, na sisi kama viongozi tunataka tuseme ya kwamba hii njia yetu vile imetusumbua kila wakati. Kwa tumewahi jenga sehemu kadha, tumeweka bumps along the sides na zingine lori ilivunja. Inabidi pia tuambie Ministry of Roads wa make sure that waweke hizo bumps along the embankment along the road.
Ni kena waweke hiyo embankment. Na ni kama sio sasa ni sasa hivi.
Allies of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua have castigated the National Cohesion and Integration Commission for reprimanding the former Deputy President over his utterances in Meru County. During the tour in Meru, Gachagua warned President William Ruto against visiting the county if Chief Justice Martha Koome is removed from office. In a letter, NCIC Chairperson Dr. Samuel Kobia condemned Gachagua's remarks, citing that they could fuel animosity between different communities.
The NCIC apply its mandate uniformly, ensuring that all leaders, regardless of their political affiliations or regions, are held accountable for statements that threaten national cohesion. That leaders like Honorable Rigathi Gachagua has courageously exposing ethnic discrimination and boldly calling out the government and the president for strategies to deliberately marginalize ethnic communities based on their natural identity.
Institutions like the NCIC play a pivotal role in safeguarding this unity. It is imperative that these institutions operate without bias, upholding the principles of justice and fairness. We stand united in our call for an end to selective enforcement and the political targeting of leaders who champion for the rights of their people.
NCIC ni mpaka mtoe orodha yenu na mseme vile ambavyo nyinyi hufanya kazi. Kwa nini muongeleshe Rigathi Gachagua na hamuwezi kuongelesha viongozi wengine ambao wako na matamshi ya kugawanya nchi?
The government held discussions with union representatives from the Technical University of Kenya, the University Academic Staff Union, and the Kenya Universities Staff Union to deliberate on the collective bargaining agreement for TUK University workers. Speaking to the press after the boardroom meeting with the union officials, Education CS Julius Migoso Gamba stated that the ministry has developed a sustainable agreement framework to facilitate a structured return to work formula for the TUK workers. The CS highlighted key areas of discussions, including the return to work formula for university workers, increasing student enrollment, improving the organizational structure, and strengthening the university. He said that the ministry has presented a proposal to the unions outlining both short-term and long-term solutions for consideration.
Today, we've had the opportunity to meet with the union representative for the TUK University workers. These were made up of the WASU officials, the KUSU officials, and the KUDEA officials. As you all know, TUK University workers and academic staff went on strike in the month of February, and we've been trying to negotiate a return to work formula. And so, as a technical team between the Ministry of Education and the TUK staff and management, have worked a recovery roadmap for the university itself, so that we can have a structure where we are going to have a sustainable structure in the discussions that we are having, so that we have a sustainable agreement for TUK University that may become necessary for us to be able to ensure that we have resolved this crisis. As a government, we are determined to ensure that all these universities that have been in problems, we get solutions for them, so that our students do not continue suffering by them not being able to complete their courses on time, and the very many disruptions that need to be resolved once and for all. So going forward, we've agreed that in some of the other institutions, we'll start discussions even before they reach crisis levels, so that we avoid a situation where we are firefighting each and every time.
All right, at that point, allow us to take a quick breather. We'll be back shortly with more news making headlines. Stay with us. Saying that the meeting they had with the Migori County executives on Monday did not bear fruits.
As we end today, we've not reached a consensus with the administration. We had a memorandum of understanding which was signed between the union officials and the county government on 9th of December 2024. And the timeline were to elapse by 1st of March. We had 3 issues where the number 1 was promotion and redesignation of the staffs. Number 2 was to how the county government was going to handle the shortage of staffs we are facing now. And number 3 was to have comprehensive insurance cover for the workforce. Up to date, there is no item which we can say has been fully implemented. We are now in the 4th month since we signed that MOU. The meetings we've had today, we've resorted that each and every party to go back and consult. It's not our wish, and we are not happy also to be out denying the Migori population such essential services of healthcare provision. We are still hoping that the county government of Migori will find an amicable solution to this stalemate.
Authorities in Kilifi County have arrested a couple and rescued 30 children after raiding an illegal and unregistered child rescue center allegedly operated by the pair in Baguo Village, Kakuyuni Ward, Kilifi County, led by the Malindi Assistant County Commissioner Irene Munyoki and the Malindi Sub-County Children's Officer Sebastian Muteti. A multi-agency team stormed the unregistered Ultimate Security Center and shut it down. The officers escorted the proprietors of the alleged fake rescue center to the Malindi police station and transported the 18 boys and 12 girls to the Malindi Children's office using a bus. The children were later taken to a registered children's home in Sabaki Ward for temporary shelter as authorities work to reunite them with their families.
Wamewekwa pale bila mstakabadhi wowote, hakuna makaratasi, hakuna vyeti vyovyote. Tumeweza kukifunga kile kituo na tukawatoa wale watoto kwa rescue, ndio tuweze kuwatambua wale watoto na tuweze kuandamanisha na wazazi wao kupitia njia rasmi ile yetu ambayo tunatumia kwa idara ya watoto. Kituo chenyewe kinaitwa Ultimate Rescue Center, lakini hakijaandikishwa, hakina cheti chochote. Tukiwa pale tumeweza kuwashika washikadau wawili ambao wanajiita proprietors wa ile kituo, ambao ni mzee na bibi yake, ambao tumeweza kuwashika na wako kwa kituo cha polisi, na watoto tumewachukua, na tukizungumza sasa hivi tuko kwa njia ya kuweza kutafuta vile ambavyo tutaweza kuwaweka vizuri, tukawatafutia vile tutawarudisha kwa wazazi wao.
Confirm today we've managed to rescue 30 children, as my colleague has just said, and I'm happy because it is a multi-agency exercise. We learned about the facility which is illegally holding children here, and children, all of them are under 18, in an illegal structure. They call themselves a rescue center which has no papers, and we got a tip from the community, and we are glad we have patriotic Kenyans who can alert us about anything where children are suffering, and we've gone to rescue. Behind me is the bus, and we are taking the children to the various institutions and the courts to give us committos and to link with the parents, because the best place for a child is at their home area.
Machakos County Finance CEC Onesmus Kuyu has been given a last warning to appear before the Machakos County Assembly by Monday next week, which is 7 days from now, to answer to queries related to the management of his finances the finances in his ministry. Failure to do so, the MCAs have threatened to table a censure motion to oust him from office. This is after the CEC skipped calls and summons by the County Assembly to address issues related to underdevelopment, accusing him of withholding finances and derailing progress in Machakos. The angry MCAs stated that their oversight role has been ignored, and it is now time for them to assert their authority as an assembly.
Them out in a sober way, so that we have decisions and resolutions from this house that can enhance their work and not to look like we are punishing. Madam Speaker, I submit and I agree that we, the CCM, following due process, be invited to come and give any information that is required. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I'll say things as they are, and because I sleep in Mwala every day, I know how ground is in Mwala, and I'm going to take the gospel of this assembly down to the ground and say things the way they are supposed to do. Yes. Because let me tell you, we are being crucified as MCS. Mwananchi anasema ni sisi hatufanyi kazi.
The office of the Speaker is in receipt of a letter from the CCM containing a medical report where he has been given a sick-off in the foregoing. In the foregoing, I urge the committee to give the CCM time to recover and appear before this committee next week on Monday if he has recovered. I direct that the clerk to organize and provide a schedule for other committees to meet after this.
The Football Kenya Federation, FKF, has announced the appointment of Benny McCarthy as the new head coach of the Kenya national football team. McCarthy, a former South African international and UEFA Champions League winner, brings a wealth of experience both as a player and as a coach. Joining McCarthy's technical bench are Vasily Manusakis as assistant coach, Moinib Josephs as the goalkeeper's coach and Pilela Maposa as performance analyst. The quartet has signed a 2-year contract and is expected to bring a fresh approach to the national team setup as Kenya looks ahead to upcoming international fixtures. FKF President Hussein Mohamed expressed confidence in the new technical team.
Names that you see and just the potential that this Kenyan national team have, and you look at other national teams, how well they're doing with half the talent that is here in Kenya. So with the right leaders in charge, with the right coaches, with the right mentality and the right mindset and the right work ethic, we can get this team to greater heights.
We also need to work so closely with the local coaches to make sure that he comes up with a very competitive squad, good players to make sure that he competes. Sonia said that if he wins the CHAN, which is coming in 3 months, 4 months time, he's here until 2030.
Ya kwamba McCarthy ana ule uzoefu na we believed very strongly as a team that he's the right person for this job. He's competent enough, has a proven track record. Ni mtu ambaye amejionyesha over the years ya kwamba amejitolea kufanya kazi katika zile klabu ambazo amewakilisha hapo.
Thank you for watching tonight. I hope you are up to date with what is making headlines across the country. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Laura Omondi. My name is Cynthia Nanjala. Thank you for watching. Good night. Have a wonderful day ahead tomorrow as well.